Ladies and gents, welcome back to another video. It is your boy, Brian Jung, and it's been a few days since we last uploaded a video, and that's because your boy's actually in Austin. Wait, sorry about that. Your boy's in California. I was in Austin, Texas yesterday. I wanted to come out with you with just another update with regard to the crypto market. Let me talk. Let me get my cough out. Yeah, so normally I do these updates when I am sitting at home and I have the opportunity to edit it, but when I do these live streams, I can't edit nothing out, so you guys are gonna have to live with me, and please just excuse any type of mess ups that I have in these type of videos. Currently in my hotel room, and I've been actually going through a lot of market news, so a lot of interesting things have been happening over this past weekend, and I actually want to talk to you more about what's going on with Cardano. So a lot of you guys are asking me questions on, Brian, how come Cardano's still not at $3? How come it's not at $5? How come it's not at $10 plus? And we'll be going over exactly what happened during the Cardano Summit, which is a hugely anticipated date. Hugely. Does that make sense? I hope it does. And we're also going to be talking about the price of Bitcoin, what to look out for, because we are approaching the end of the month, which means that options are going to expire. We're going to be talking about some key precision dates with regards to Bitcoin that you guys need to know in order to have the futures options that are expiring in our favor. And then on top of that, we're going to be going over some more major crypto news. So if you guys are watching this video, first of all, do me a favor, drop a like down below. That really helps out this channel. Am I missing anything else? I don't really think so. I don't think I'm really missing anything else. I hope you guys are enjoying the little setup that we got right here. I feel like low-key the lighting here is much better than my actual office setup back at home. But let's hop into computer now and see what is going on in the market for today. All right, so the global crypto market cap is sitting at $1.9 trillion. The last time we did one of these updates, we were well above $2 trillion. We're seeing a little bit of a decrease, but I would call today, one of those Christmas kind of days where we see both red and green. So you'll notice that we do have some red in the top 10 cryptocurrencies, except for Solana. So outside of the stable coins that we oftentimes just, are not going to include on this list just because they're stable coins. They're pegged to the $1 rate. We're going to be looking at some other cryptocurrencies. So Bitcoin, it was at $44,000 over the past weekend, but then it started to slide down, currently right under $43,000. Ethereum is now actually sitting at well under $3,000. And the big thing to note with Ethereum right here is that anything under $3,000 is what I would consider still a strong buying opportunity. It looks like even with the current dip that we have right now, prices seem to be stabilizing at the under average price. So we talked about one of the methods in order to have a better opportunity of entering cryptocurrencies, and that's going to be looking at the moving average prices. Make sure you guys do your in-depth analysis on that so you get an idea of what that number is, so you're ready to put in those purchases if you do still expect for cryptocurrency to go long towards the end of the year, which I still think it really does have a strong chance for. Scrolling down, Solana is currently sitting at $140. It's up about 2%. Terra Luna, another cryptocurrency that we've been watching closely, still doing fairly well, okay? Even though we're getting Bitcoin still sliding down about 1.66% in the last 7 days, even cryptocurrencies, just like Terra Luna, they're still pumping up, still up about 33%, fighting to stay above that $40 resistance level. So I'm still keeping an eye out on most of these cryptocurrencies, and you'll notice that Chainlink still sliding down about 5.88%, which is actually really interesting because they recently had an announcement with a partnership with Cardano, which we're going to talk about right now. So that is pretty much what the overall state of the crypto market is looking like. If we look at the best 24-hour winners, we just see OKB up 11%. Like I said, Terra Luna still having a pretty solid day. Quant is up 2.9%. Huboy, Filecoin, XDC, and Solana, it looks like it is still remaining at holding its levels. Now, I actually want to talk about first a pretty drastic piece of news. So this came out today, and this was the Ethereum developer Virgil Griffith, who pleads guilty to conspiracy charges in North Korea sanctions case. So anytime we get cryptocurrency involving other states, especially the ones that are more communist in nature, it's just never a good mix-up. So this is actually more of a developing story that's been happening, and it looks like the prosecutions on this are finally underway. So this is definitely not good for cryptocurrencies like Ethereum, just because anytime we get negative news associated with a cryptocurrency, mainstream media or newer investors investors are just going to associate Ethereum in its whole with some type of criminal action. So you got to realize that even though the developer may be pleading guilty in a case like this, it just doesn't mean that is how Ethereum operates, or Ethereum is a criminal cryptocurrency as well, just to take a key note. So scrolling down, here is what they state. If you don't know what is going on in the situation, oh, excuse me. Let me drink some water real quick, fam. That agua. So first of all, this individual here, Griffith, he was charged with violating a pair of executive orders that prohibit some types of transactions and activities in North Korea. He went ahead and he was including exporting services by U.S. persons. And as a U.S. citizen, although he was living in Singapore at the time, Griffith qualifies as a U.S. person through his primary residence, which was in Singapore. Okay, they state that here. Now, what he's looking for in his plea deal, which he did plead guilty to, he's looking at serving about 63 to 78 months in prison. In this article, they also note how he was more of a bright character, but ever since pretty much the developments of this case started to happen, his personality, you'll notice that they say, was somber and emotional in court. And when the judge asked how he was feeling, I feel like this is pretty interesting. Griffith says he's just doing his daily meditation training and was acutely aware of how awful he was feeling. So how does this relate to us investors, and what should we think about Ethereum? Now, like I mentioned earlier, whenever we get news articles just like this was more of a developing case. I don't think it's going to have a huge drastic impact on the overall crypto market. I think this is just going to have pretty much set the standard and the tone for anyone who is a high profile individual related to some of these cryptocurrencies in what they can and cannot do. Now, anything involving North Korea, I want to say he should have known better in situations like this, but we really won't be able to give a full analysis on what was going through his mind or the reason why he may have been caught up in situations like this. But in the meantime, in terms of crypto politics, this has definitely been a strong developing story that I will keep an eye out on. With regards to Ethereum, more flatter in price. Like I said, it's about $2,800. Let me see if it pulls it up. $2,900, sitting at just under $3,000 today. All right. Now, before we get into the Cardano news, let's talk a little bit more about Bitcoin and some of the plans that we have coming up in terms of options expiry. Now, if we take a few steps back, yesterday, September 26th, that was actually a big day. We recently had the Cardano Summit, and then we also had Korean exchanges that were undergoing some regulation limitations to finally foresee and go past that date. I think right now is still a very critical time of the year for the entire crypto cycle. Let me get more water. For the entire crypto cycle, only because even right now, with the way everything is going, we still haven't truly entered the Q4 season. So I believe even before October approaches, we can definitely see some more volatile price action and some more opportunities to buy up this dip. That last sip of some agua really did help my throat. I was like choking on, yeah, anyways. So going into this, the main things that you need to know is about the options that are expired. So anytime we get Bitcoin above a certain threshold, we're going to see more ammo, more power helping the bulls to the upside. So as you know, within, I would say about the past 2-3 weeks mainly, even starting about a month ago, we've seen the price of Bitcoin having that absolute rip going into that crypto fear and greed index. We were having a rip last month, but as you see, it has been going down in the sentiment, which is often a reflection of the overall market price. Now, even going into Bitcoin, it seems like even last month was just so long ago, but that's really when we start to see the price of crypto falling during the beginning of September. This happened initially, if you guys remember back, because of heavy liquidations. We were going through true euphoria at this part of the market when we were approaching $53,000. People were just using way too much leverage and they got flushed out with that ultimate mega absolute wild red candle and it just continued to further slide. It looks like since the past month, cryptocurrency market doesn't look great. But to me, this is good news only because this is another buying opportunity, especially if we expect to see in the next year for crypto to have a huge volatile run, even approaching previous all-time highs of close to $65,000 on different exchanges. CoinMarketcap is going to show $63,503, but that is still going to be a great positive return on your investment. Going back into options expiry, here is what you need to know. In this article, they state the Evergrande default fears. So this is a discussion that we had over on our channel. If you guys are watching news or even any other YouTube channel, you might have heard about the Evergrande situation, and it looks like this is still definitely developing. And ever since we had that event occur, we did see cryptocurrency slide a little bit past the current resistance or the current support levels of what we were holding, but we have not yet broken under $38,000. $38,000 is getting some FOMO. It is tearing up because nobody is coming near it, and Bitcoin is definitely staying above those levels even right now. So in terms of options expiry, here are some of the key numbers that you need to know about. I have this highlighted here. So the September monthly expiry will be a strength test for bulls because 86% of the $2 million call buy options have been placed at $46,000 or higher. Consequently, if BTC trades below that price on September 17th, the neutral to bearish put option open interest is reduced to $285 million. A call option, for anyone who doesn't know, is a right to buy Bitcoin at a predetermined price on the set expiry date. Thus, a $50,000 call option becomes worthless if Bitcoin trades below it, which happens at the end of the month, which is going to be September 20, closer to the end of the month. So here are some numbers. We usually do this towards the end of the month just to get an idea of if we have more of a bullish favor or if we're looking to stay more flat coming in the next few weeks. So if Bitcoin continues to hold between $38,000 to $40,000, this is going to be 3,390 calls versus 8,695 puts. You can see that right here. And the net result of this is going to be $21 million. If we see Bitcoin anywhere in between $40,000 to $46,000, the net result is going to be balance between bears and bulls. And then if we see $46,000 to $50,000, which would be absolutely amazing before the end of this month, then we can see 11,820 call options versus 3,050 puts, and that's going to put $42 million favoring the bulls. And the reason why this is important is just because anytime we even get a couple $1,000,000 and we get a little bit of green candlesticks, it's so easy for the crypto market to go parabolic when we see overall greed flooding in, and that happens when the prices go up. Okay, so they state here, incentives are in place for bears to keep Bitcoin below $46,000. Buyers and sellers will maximize their efforts on the hours preceding Friday's expiry, which is going to happen this week. Keep an eye out on that, and we'll see what happens. In terms of other news for Bitcoin, this article here states Bitcoin hodlers are about to spark a run to new Bitcoin price highs, and this is mainly because every time we get more news coming out, so we had so much FUD, especially with China, just within the past week, we didn't really see a huge fall in price. Bitcoin went down about 4% in price action right after that news was released, and it's just showing that hodlers are holding still. The China FUD that comes out, it seems to be like clockwork. And if you guys have been following along on this channel, you guys know that it's actually a pretty good indicator for the bottom of the market. China always seems to come out with more FUD whenever Bitcoin is about to have an explosive run up. So I'm not surprised that they literally did that at the end of September when we're anticipating some more higher numbers for crypto markets and especially Bitcoin to start moving forward too. So here's what you need to know. Anytime you get newer investors in the market and they hear like a headline on CNN saying, okay, Bitcoin is going to fall just because China decides to ban it again for the, I don't know, the 20th, 30th time, that is pretty much when newer investors decide to sell their positions, and that's when you can recoup their bag. Moving forward. So sound familiar? September 2017, this article states, China Bitcoin ban sparked a 20K all-time high in 3 months. So this is pretty much what I'm talking about. The latest debacle over Chinese anti-crypto stance has a firm historical echo to it, and old hands are more than aware. Bitcoin dipped deeper to challenge $40,000 support during September 24th as the dust settled on what analysts stressed was a false alarm from China. So even doing more digging, you realize that even the FUD that they came out with, this FUD right here was mentioned months ago, and it looks like publications wanted to push it on that specific day earlier that week for whatever reason, whatever agenda that they had. about 4 to 5 times every time it occurs where China does call the FUD, we actually get 4 out of 5 times in September. That's when the market doesn't do well. Going back into the China related FUD and what's going on in the market, you have to realize that we do get more bullish activity happening after that. And that just refers to the title of this. September 2017, when China did this again, we saw a 20K all-time high in 3 months. Now, I want to focus a little bit more on Cardano now. We will talk about Ethereum towards the end of this. So Ethereum has been sliding down. Doing further research, people oftentimes neglect why Ethereum is going down. You have to realize whenever NFTs or even the DeFi market, which are huge players for Ethereum to do well, when those prices begin to drop or people are just not interested in investing into those asset classes underneath the Ethereum umbrella, that's when the overall demand seems to go down. Doing a little bit more research, when I went back on DeFi Pulse, it looks like even in the last 1 year, we had the spike of the market closer to when Bitcoin was actually doing fairly well back on September. So you'll notice that, let's go 90 days. You'll notice that on September 4th or September 6th, we had $97 billion locked up, all right, in the DeFi space. When that got liquidated, we saw it drop down to $75 billion. Now keep an eye out on the dates, September 6th and September 7th. We go into Bitcoin, September 6th, September 7th, and then you'll see the correlation there. So a lot of people like to fixate on different indicators. I think the DeFi indicator on seeing how much TVL is inside is still excellent right now, because you'll notice the correlation that is going on, and you'll notice we're actually reaccumulating back up. So this is going to be very bullish. I do expect Bitcoin and Ethereum to be at a much higher price than it is now in even a month, even 2-3 months, how long it takes. So this is just going to give you an idea of where we are in terms of the DeFi market in comparison to Ethereum dropping and hitting that 3-week low. Going to the crypto fear and greed index, like we mentioned earlier, it is in the fearful state. We're seeing 26s right now. We're not seeing extreme fearful days, which is still a good indicator as well. But anytime we do get the market completely in a panic, that is personally when I like to enter my newer positions. Now, for everything that you guys have been waiting for, this is going to be related to Cardano. So first of all, Cardano unveils multiple strategic partnerships at the Cardano Summit in 2021. Unfortunately, I was still in Austin, Texas during that time, so I couldn't attend the live event, but we had a lot of people inside of our Discord that were watching this and keeping us posted with what was going on. In terms of this partnership, now you're gonna hear mixed things. So many people were more disappointed in the actual summit itself in terms of its organization and how they could have improved upon the way they executed. For me, on the aftermath of it, just realizing what they have done, I think the importance is not more of the presentation itself, but it's just going to be some of the partnerships that they did plan to unveil. So we're going to be focusing on 3 to 4 of those partnerships and why it does have an impact on what Cardano may do moving forward into the future. If we take a look at the overall market cap right now, we have Bitcoin number 1, Ethereum number 2, Cardano still number 3, and they're still up 3.88% for the week. So a lot of people were anticipating that Cardano's price would fall after the event, just having another buy the rumor, sell the news. Now, we did see the price of Cardano in the last month going down, but even in the last week, we actually saw the news pushing the price of Cardano up. So even during this day, about 2 days ago, we saw Cardano nearing $2.50. Now, we did have a drop off after the event. I do believe that is normal, and that is also in part just because we were getting extra FUD. And one of the points that I've been making in my previous YouTube videos is not just trying to give these hyped predictions on what Cardano is going to do, but it's trying to give you guys an idea on why it may have a certain action. So for me, I believe that Cardano was going to amplify in whatever the crypto market was doing. If the crypto market is flat, Cardano is going to be more flat. It may have a little bit more volatility of price up, but it's going to eventually stabilize to the same levels that we saw the day before to the day after. Now, in this situation, we had Cardano, like I said, going to $2.50, dropping back down below. And if you did buy in near $2 again, you'd still be pretty close to where we are in terms of the price range. I did make a call out over in our Discord group that $1, I actually mentioned even on our YouTube channel too. So hopefully you guys are up on your investment. But $1.90 to me is such a strong buying zone for Cardano, because that got swooped up very, very quick, and we've seen it just hold $2 right now, even $2.20 at the time of this recording. So first things first, Cardano went ahead and announced a partnership with Dish Network and Chainlink. So the tie-up with Chainlink will allow added support for developers working on the Cardano blockchain to develop smart contracts. As you guys know, Chainlink is primarily focused around smart contracts. And if you guys don't know how that operates, definitely check out some of my older videos talking more about the ins and outs with Chainlink. But to put it in a nutshell, smart contracts is just, it's like coding for an execution on an event that you want to happen. So one of my favorite analogies that I used to previously make was how smart contracts could first revolutionize and improve the space. I think smart contracts could be used as an example in the future. Like if I opened a gym, I want it to be 24 hours. You could create a smart contract where if the gym member pretty much uses their access code or scans their barcode, then the gym opens up at a specific time and it allows them to go in, just assuming that it's been locked the entire time. It's very simple concepts just like that, but when you tie that into cryptocurrencies, you can actually apply it to many different fields. So we'll talk more about VeChain as well and how there are some similar interpretations with the use of smart contracts and physical items. But first of all, Dish Network. This is definitely going to be more of an important update to know about. So if you don't know Dish Network, this is a wireless service provider, and this is actually going to integrate with the Cardano blockchain into its telecom business and help provide digital identity services. Now, Cardano has actually been known to provide this before in the past to other countries, not doing as well as some of the main first world countries that we have in the world. So first of all, here. Another article here points from Bloomberg, Cardano aims to be a legitimate option in global governance. So Cardano's ecosystem is working on projects from voting to payments and even ways to run the currencies of nation states. So what I really appreciate about Hoskinson is that he always focuses on these underdeveloped countries and how he can provide value. I do believe that when we focus on, the United States and, Australia, UK, wherever you guys are watching these videos from, it's good because we can further help the developments that have already been made, but I feel like there should be a more stronger recognition to some of these smaller countries that do need our help, and I believe that's where crypto can have one of its strongest impacts. So anytime we get founders or developers or even projects, including other systems that are not doing as well into their roadmap, I think it is just a plus step forward for the overall humanity of the world and just the crypto world itself. It's all about leaving an impact, and if we take a look at what do we have? We recently had the country. If we take a look at the country that recently adopted crypto and Bitcoin and called it legal tender, you'll notice that there is still a lot of use case for this outside of the US. So they state here, you could run a nation state on this type of infrastructure. Not today, but in 3 to 5 years, definitely possible. So you got to think long term. You can't be thinking, okay, Cardano is going to hit $3 to $5 next week, and then I'm going to cash out. And then what are you going to do with that money next? It's like, you got to really keep in mind the longevity of your investment and what you could possibly do after that as well. So moving forward, Cardano had some additional announcements. They talked about having its first stablecoin, and this is called DJED. So a lot of people are calling it funny things. I've heard DJED, I've heard DJED, I've heard DJED, and I've heard DIED. No, I haven't heard DIED, but I have heard many different variations of it. So here's what you need to know. With this cryptocurrency, with this stablecoin, we're actually seeing a lot more interest coming from different markets as well and different types of investors. So generally people who utilize stablecoins are either newer investors or investors who are using this to stake for additional money. That's why there are different platforms and exchanges like BlockFi. Check it out, linked out down below in the description. You can earn additional money. You can get a stable coin, which is pegged to the US dollar, and find yourself earning money by doing nothing at all. And if you are risk adverse and you don't want to get involved into Bitcoin for whatever reason, and I don't know how you're watching this video till this part, if you're very conservative, you can still find yourself earning way more than you would with your average savings account. So what is DJED and why does Cardano need a stablecoin? So stablecoin is a cryptocurrency designed to maintain a stable value with respect to a reference. So the best known stablecoins are USDT or Stasis, which are pegged to fiat currency such as the dollar or the euro. So anytime you're trying trying to make a transfer or a flip, you're not gonna see too much price volatility. It's usually gonna be pegged 1-to-1. Sometimes there's a little bit like a 1 cent to 2 cent price difference, but oftentimes it's gonna be pegged 1-to-1. We're not gonna be talking about the Tether conspiracy in this episode. We actually talked about it a lot over in our Discord group and on our YouTube channel previously in the past. But in the case of DJED, just like a brief little nutshell. So according to its white paper, with this stablecoin from Cardano, it's going to have one minimal one designed primarily to serve a medium of exchanges, and extended one whose smart contract uses a continuous pricing model and dynamic fees to react faster to external events, ensure an optimal level of reserves, and provide even more security when performing complex operations, such as those performed in DeFi protocol transactions. Let me make sure my live stream's still on. Oh, it is. Oh, shoot. Is Kevin in here? Wait a second. Is that a fake profile? I know there's a lot of fake profiles out here. Kevin, is that you? Let me text this man. Yo, well, he has my number. My phone's on airplane mode. I really don't know. Well, anyways, if Kevin Paffrath is in here, first of all, Kevin, great work on everything that you've been doing in the space. And I'm really glad to see you in here, man. I actually really admire all the work that you've been doing. And Kevin actually came on to my show during, when was it? It wasn't like crypto was really popping, or no, I think it was like during the AMC live stream. So we had an opportunity for that, but that's really cool. I'm really far up on this chat too. So let me know if this is not a real one or if it is. But let me just continue with today's video. I'm taking a look at the comments now. And if you guys are watching this in the future, I am doing a live stream right now so I can actually interact with you guys. But I'm going to do my best to just keep moving forward with this. It's not him. Is this even live? Kevin is. All right. So I don't even know. But let's continue with this. If it's not his real account, Kevin just got a free shout out. He was trying to run for California state governor. He deserves a shout out to the least. Okay, no check. All right, good look. Okay, never mind. Okay, I take back the shout out. Just kidding. Anyways, guys, so Cardano funds are injecting $6 million to support Africa's pioneers. This investment will help entrepreneurs capitalize on lack of barrier from legacy infrastructure. This is really important right here. So going back to my earlier point, in talking about less developed countries, Cardano is injecting literally $6 million to help pioneers in Africa. How amazing is that? So more details with regards to this is going to be the fund focuses on blockchain technology because of lack of deeply embedded legacy infrastructure, which means that African governments and businesses have fewer obstacles to adopting next generation technology than the West. This opportunity can potentially level the global playing field when it comes to offering game-changing blockchain products and services. So what I like to think about in terms of revolutionary just crypto products, just think about Axie Infinity. Think about how it was able to help full-on countries. So in the Philippines, the minimum wage there, this is why a lot of people in the US will hire and outsource like customer support or hire virtual assistants from the Philippines. I actually have a virtual assistant from the Philippines too, because the US dollar is so strong compared to some of these other countries where they could be a full-on nurse working full-time and the max that they would make is about $3 an hour. And some of these virtual assistants can make anywhere from $5, $10, $15, even $20 an hour. So that would literally put them in the 1% for their country where they can help out their family, their friends. And what has actually been really interesting was Axie Infinity and how much of an impact that it had in the overall crypto community. So Axie Infinity was actually providing a lot of opportunities for people less fortunate, that are living outside of the US. And it was actually allowing them to make more money, have a lot of fun, and literally feed their families because of cryptocurrencies. So, I think it's just so important to recognize wealth distribution and how much of a gap there is. Even just being able to watch videos like this on YouTube, we're like, guys, we are very, very blessed. If you have spare money to invest, you are doing much better than most people. So even think about like first immigrant parents like mine came from Korea. they don't invest. They can't think about investing because they have to put food on the table. When I was growing up, that was the thing. You just don't have money left over to be able to do things like this and educate yourself. So for anyone who is still watching these videos, you just have to realize you're still so early and you're still so ahead of the pack. And that's why it's just so awesome seeing you guys involved in these type of videos, because it's a lot easier to watch like a full send video partying or something, because that's just entertainment. But going out your way and then absorbing education, I think that's just absolutely fascinating. And I know that I respect my audience so much just because you guys are really headed to a very good place in your life. So continue up the education. We're seeing mass developments happening all around the world. I know I went on a little bit of a tangent and I apologize for that. Usually when I'm pre-recording these videos and not doing a live stream, I can just cut these things out, which I normally do. But y'all are going to have to live with me while I'm traveling a little bit. This article right here was a really great summary of what actually happened after the Cardano summit as well, too. For anyone who still just didn't know, you're living under a rock, which is completely okay, because I look like a rock. My face is a rock. Cardano held its virtual conference during the weekend. The developers announced major milestones for the community. We also saw some additional work happen. So the integration with Chainlink, that's going to be huge. Keep an eye out. There's going to be securing data. It's going to help DeFi achieve its promise of building a less costly and more inclusive economic system. Charles Hoskinson said IOHK is committed to providing, IOHK is pretty much the foundation behind Cardano, is committed to providing developers with the most secure and robust tooling for building useful solutions on Cardano, making an easy choice to integrate Chainlink's market-leading Oracle solution. So I've actually been waiting for Chainlink to have its time in the light. It seems like Chainlink is still holding off quite a bit. It was at $23 before I started filming today's video. But just moving forward, guys, just be on the lookout for Chainlink. I just know it's going to have another great run happen this year. And I do have some pretty significant positions in Chainlink as well, as long as in addition to Cardano as well. So just the fact that two of some of my biggest holdings are, combining. They're doing the Dragon Ball Z, Vegeta, Goku combination, Super Saiyan 4, Gogeta thing. They're combining. I really like that. I think it's going to hold more strength to it. And if the market ever does have a little bit more of a pullback, or we experience another cold winter, you just know that these partnerships are going to force them to collaborate and keep them up above the water. And that's why I choose the fundamental solid cryptocurrencies that I do. All right. Let's do this. If you're watching this video up until this point, guys, don't forget to drop a like. That really does help out this channel, especially since I'm not currently at my regular setup. I think we covered most of it. We didn't talk too much about Atla PRISM. I don't think this is going to be something that you need to pay too much attention to right now, but let's cover it for now, because I think this is going to be more important when they are underway and we see more just quick upgrades or developments happening with this. But this is in accordance to credential verification. You'll hear about Cardano doing this a lot in the communities. Credential verification, using blockchain technology to verify others, whether it's in taking tests or, if you're having a driver's license where it's not controlled by a central entity and you can upload this information using what cryptocurrency projects are all about. Atla PRISM, this pretty much gives student ownership and control of their academic achievements with no third-party intermediaries, while removing friction and costly inefficiencies from the process. The result, a seamless way for students and job seekers to prove who they are and what they have achieved. It's pretty much gonna not allow people to cheat their system as well. So you can't, take a test on behalf of someone else, or, there's a lot of ways to go around the system. So that is pretty much what we have. In terms of Cardano, let me pull up the stats right now through CoinDesk. I'll give you guys my quick analysis. $1.90, I think that's a strong buying opportunity, and I actually acted upon that a few times over in our Discord, which is right here. If you guys want to join, I would actually recommend joining at the start of the month. Okay, we're going to have a lot of open positions then, because I often encourage people to try it out for 30 days. If you don't like it, just unsubscribe your membership before Patreon charges you. I really don't mind. I really don't care. I want you guys to find full value in that. In our Discord, we have Discord live streams by some expert traders every 5 days throughout the week. And then I also do a live stream when I'm back on my normal schedule every Wednesday, 11:30 a.m. Eastern time. So if you guys want to have an opportunity to know what's happening in my personal life, or just have some more intimate Q&A conversations, or you guys want me to review your portfolio or do a token analysis, that's where it happens. You also get buy and trade orders, and you also see my entire crypto portfolio. Does Brian Jung have $1 million portfolio? Not yet. Hopefully one day I do. I'm not that far off, but I have a decent size, and you guys can actually see what projects that I'm personally invested into and what I've been adding in the past few weeks. So Cardano, $2.20 right now. Hopefully we do see a $5 Cardano. That would be absolutely amazing. The most recent spike was during the actual summit that was happening during this past week. If we go back in the month, we did see a lot of $3 movement happening. Cardano's market cap, you have to pay attention to this. Cryptocurrencies, no matter how amazing they are, it's just so, you just have to take the market cap into consideration. So there's a site, let me pull this up, thecoinperspective.com. So this is actually a tool that you can take into use to help you put a perspective on different cryptocurrencies meeting up with the market cap of something else. So, as an example, we'll do Ethereum. We'll compare that to Cardano. If Ethereum at Cardano's market cap of $70 billion, we'd see, a huge price fluctuation down. But if we actually flip this, so let's do Cardano compared to Ethereum. This is the upside, another 400%. Can Cardano overtake Ethereum? Well, it's been called the Ethereum killer. We're getting a little bit of FUD in the news with Ethereum's developers. Vitalik's still doing his thing. He's doing a great job too, but Ethereum still also has some more upgrades coming out. So don't forget, Ethereum is still underway. I feel like a lot of people are very focused on Cardano too, but we do have more room in the space. But Cardano, they are still doing a great job, and they are still actually one of the strongest communities overall in the crypto industry. So I'm still very bullish on where Cardano is headed. I do expect them to be much higher up than they are currently, $2.20. I can see them at least breaking $3 once again if Bitcoin continues to make some more tremendous slides. Great way to end it. So let me take a look at some FAQs, guys. Got a lot of comments. Cardano effect. Okay, nice. So that is pretty much going to wrap up today's video. I don't know how long we went for. I apologize in the beginning when I was like choking and my throat was busting. Wow, we got 2,000 people in here. Don't forget to check out the links down below in the description. Tomorrow, I'm still going to be hanging around in the California area. I'm actually hosting a little private meetup for our Patreon members. I may release more information about that on my Instagram. If you guys follow me over on Instagram, I made this announcement many times, but I need to say it again. My Instagram is just Credit Brian. It's not Credit S Brian. It's not Credit Brian Official. It's not Credit Brian DM. There's about 5 or 6 other impersonators scamming me on Instagram. Even today, I had this email from a lady, a viewer of this channel, who says, Brian, can you let me know ASAP if this is you? Because I'm about to Bitcoin the money. As soon as I saw that, I told her, please don't. That money's going to be gone. It's going to be gone for good. The scammers are going to use that to buy some chicken or something, whatever they do with their money. So, guys, be careful for that. Follow me over on Instagram. Check out BlockFi. Check out a VPN if you aren't using one. I'm actually using one while I'm on this trip right now, Surfshark. If you use that link, you get 83% off and 3 months free. And let's see. I think that's about it. Let's end on this. Edsel Almaris says, ADA is like a sports car merging into the superhighway. Vroom, vroom. Broom, broom. All right, guys. Love y'all. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace out, guys.